reading it
It's
hard,
not even
I
open.
can tell.
Oh my god. Hello everyone, welcome back to Opatto's Reactions. My name is Casper Fox, this is Mortius, and today we're finishing Act 1 of Legally Blonde.
Yes, we are. We are hopping into Chip on My Shoulder and So Much Better. These are two of my favorite songs in the whole show. I am so excited to get to these. So Much Better is a killer showstopper, and the song right before it is just exceptional. It's also one of the longest songs on Broadway, by the way, so we are in for quite the song here. In the actual original cast recording, it's still a long song. It's like a 6.5 minute song, but this is one of those songs where it does a bit of the song, then a dialogue break, then a bit of the song, then a dialogue break. So in this recording, it's 10 minutes from start to end. It's it is a hefty song, but it's also genuinely one of my favorites. So, with Chip on My Shoulder and So Much Better. First of all, are you familiar with that phrase, chip on my shoulder? I don't know if there's a language barrier there or not.
No, I think it is essentially if you have a specific problem with something and then it's brought up, you will have an overreaction to it or something like that.
That can be a manifestation of a chip on your shoulder. So you're definitely on the right track, but it's not necessarily explicitly that. It's just a little bit more like you're a little bit jaded. Like something has happened. If someone's a little bit cynical, if they're oh well, if we do that, then it's probably gonna fail. It's oh, you got a chip on your shoulder? What's going on? It's just kind of I think the sort of imagery is supposed to essentially be something happened and actually took a chip off your shoulder, and now you are more nervous for the future.
Gotcha. I thought it was like a chip, like a tracking chip on your shoulder, and then because you were remembering all that happened, you have that chip there.
No,
okay,
I think it's supposed to be a chip, like something taken off of a statue, and so it's just kind of that sort of jaded idea of you're expecting the worst. That might not be the exact definition. You'd think with this being one of my favorite songs, I would probably know, but the song does a pretty good job of explaining what it means for this particular character anyway. So, any thoughts? Theories, new voice actor thoughts, because we talked about that last episode, anything like that before we get into it.
So has the voice actor from he or she was in what we just saw?
I don't know, unless you're actually asking that.
No, because I can't. The thing with Haspin is that if it's a female or it's a male character that have so that your eyebrow did a twitch when I said male, so it's a guy. So when we have for Haspin Hotel, the male characters are usually either heavily because I know the name for the guy who voices our radio demon here, so it's definitely not him. So I assume it's not any Adam, and other male characters we have the V's. So it could be one. Okay, so it's one of the V's. So it could be either the TV guy or the... Okay, I'm gonna assume that it might be one of the V's, depending on what. But was he... Okay, I'm gonna ask you, was he in one of the songs we heard from the last thing?
They were not in one of the songs last episode.
They were not. Okay, interesting. Dude, is it Callahan?
Ooh, good question. All right, regardless, for those of you who are missing the context, by the way, if you were watching this one and not last episode, which is entirely possible because those songs are less popular, I teased Casper that one of the actors in this is from another show he's watched, and he already eliminated a couple shows because he's seen those shows' actors in live action, so he knows what they look like and know they haven't showed up yet, so he narrowed it down to Hadestown versus Has-Been, and now he thinks he's narrowed it down to Has-Been. We'll see if he's right. Let's hop in to Chip on My Shoulder.
Whoa! Elle! What's up? Doc?
Love.
Excuse me?
I put my faith in love. I followed where it led.
Love led you here?
To my personal circle of hell. It has not worked out well. I wish that I were dead. Cause instead of a wedding and love, I'm bunking out of school, a total laughing stock. Someone he and his friends can just mock. So go on, here's my head, just hit him with a rock.
Wait. Go back. You can't.
Jesus.
Not at all dramatic or anything like that, right? And so
No,
getting
yeah.
getting that sort of reprise there of just like bum ba bum ba bum ba bum ba bum ba bum ba bum, like that's been kind of a recurring motif. Like you ever been in love? Because if you have, you'll know. Like that one from that. Like there's been quite a few there. It even showed up in Ireland. And I don't think we talked about it. You're lost without your love. Your heart is on the floor.
Oh yeah.
So
you're
it's
so
this is a
right,
very repeat. It's like almost like the love motif, kind of like whenever they're talking
The
about their
love
love
motif.
there.
Yeah, fantastic way of portraying this like overthinking, almost like anxiety attack like thing she's like dealing with here, right? And how fast she's speaking, and at the end she's just like, "I give up, hit me on the head with a rock," or whatnot, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
great.
absolutely. No, good point.
Came out here to follow a man. Harvard Law was just part of that plan. Man, what rich romantic planet are you from?
Malibu?
Instead of lying outside by the pool, you stalk some guy to an Ivy League school. That's the weirdest reason I have.
Why'd you come?
Okay. I grew up in the Roxbury slums with my mom and a series of bums, guys who showed me all the ways a man can fail. I got through law school by busting my ass, worked 2 jobs in addition to class. So forgive me for not weeping at your tail.
Well, excuse me, but just because you've got a chip on your shoulder.
You know what? You're right. There's
That
a
one.
chip on my shoulder, and it's big as a boulder.
Listen to
With a
these
chance
percussion
I've
coming
been
in.
given, I'm gonna be driven as hell. I'm so close I can taste it, so I'm not gonna waste it. Yeah, there's a chip on my shoulder. You might want to get one as well.
Yeah. So this chip on my shoulder is
Interesting.
something that's normally viewed as this very kind of negative thing. He's basically being like, yeah, there's a chip on my shoulder because I know what failure looks like. The reason I do what I do is because of my chip on my shoulder. Maybe you need one.
Dude, and wow, I love like this soundscape really reminds me of Heather's, especially this higher pitched E piano here. Okay, I'm happy we get a little bit because I must admit I was a little confused as to what his actual like role was, and I think is he a student?
Yeah, he's like a student, like teacher. Like he's a little bit older. Like he's not a first year student, and so he's like Callahan's kind of like teacher aide. Like he's already, but he is still a student at Harvard Law.
Okay, but he's like it would be similar to, for example, people who are studying at university while working like towards a PhD, because some in Europe some PhD students will actually also teach.
Okay.
Okay, very interesting. Something I noticed, as you said when you pointed out percussion, the hi hat is either very obscured or very down in the mix. They're using some kind of shaker element to like kind of on these here, right?
Yeah.
And something that I've noticed, which also happens to a lot of Heathers, is in this song there's a lot of breaks, and that is essentially the instrumentals completely cut out, and then he starts like speaking to some of these words more like when it's more speech dominant, it kind of like stops here, right? And if you know Heathers, for example, that's something they like to do for the character of JD when he is like for example, please stand back now a little further. They cut the music to kind of portray almost like the awkwardness of what he's saying, because I can't imagine that because he's kind of giving her a reality check, right?
Yeah.
Like he's saying it's absolutely insane that you went to an Ivy League school to get a boyfriend back.
Yeah.
Like you had like a place that people are dying to get into, in a sense, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm liking how the soundscape kind of portrays the reality check he's giving her right now.
I like that. I like that perspective a lot.
Well, that sounds highly negative.
Hey, I'm just being honest. When you weren't born into privilege, you gotta work twice as hard. I want that sweatshirt back.
Wait! 2 jobs? Plus law school?
I haven't slept since 1992.
That was a long time ago.
Seriously?
That joke gets funnier
How do
every
you do
year.
it?
Well, I don't go to parties a lot. Not good use of the time that I've got. Can't spend hours doing my hair and staying in shape.
I don't spend hours.
But I know it'll all be worthwhile when I win my first lucrative trial and buy my mom that great big house out on the Cape.
That's so sweet.
No, that's the chip on my shoulder. I hugged my mom and told her, with a chance I've been given, I'm gonna be driven as hell, though I can't take the day off. I just think of the payoff. You need a chip on your shoulder. Little Miss Woods, comma, L.
No, I don't. I just need to prove to everyone that I'm serious.
What you need is to get to work.
Make yourself at home.
Hello, Kitty. Hello. You drink a lot of Red Bull, don't you?
It gives me energy!
Don't you?
For when you're up late studying.
What?
I said studying. You do study, don't you? Where are those law books?
Oh, they're under the... Oh...
Under the
pile...
pile of...
They're...
That is not
they're
a law
here
book.
somewhere.
Oh god.
You know, this vanity's real picturesque, but it started its life as a desk. Clear it off and find some room for books instead.
What are you doing?
Can you live without this? Can you live without that? I don't know what this is.
It's for hair.
Wear a hat. Spend some time improving what's inside your head.
I don't know what this is. It's for hair. Wear a hat. The way, I mean, you said it perfectly in the first verse with a reality check. Like, he's coming in and be like, no, this is what you need to do if, like, you need a chip on your shoulder. And then the Little Miss Woods, comma, L is just, I love that line so much. Bringing back, like, the first way he ever referred to her.
Yeah. Again, with the break, when it kind of gets into this awkward drama thing here, yeah. And, okay, so he's helping her.
Yes.
Okay. I'm getting some vibes from these two.
Some vibes? Some vibes, you say?
Out, put it in storage, sell it on eBay, leave it behind. Out, what, are you angry? Good, so get angry. You may find a chip on your shoulder. The room just got colder. But with the chance you've been given, why are you not driven as hell? There's just no way around it. You gotta plow through till you...
Found it!
Been reading it hard,
even
I
open.
can tell.
Oh my god.
So we've got that there, but then I love the, like, what, are you angry? Good, get angry. You may find a chip on your shoulder. Like, he's trying to, like, incite something, and then going from his own line about it, and then doing, like, with the chance I've been given, I've got to be driven as hell, to now, with this chance you've been given, why are you not driven as hell? Like, he's like, you got a crazy opportunity for being in here. Girl, why aren't you taking it?
Yeah, it's what, like, as you say, he said it in the first verse, that he can't think that a place that people are dying to get into is just a side quest for her to get her boyfriend back,
Exactly.
right? I think that's instant. Yeah.
Yeah, no, good points.
Tis a gift to be simple, tis a gift to be free.
Thanksgiving.
Bye, Warner! Happy Thanksgiving! Say hi to your mom and dad for me! And Grandma Bootsy!
What is this, my second, my third? I don't know, but I am loving it.
That's gotta be
Divine Melon.
sponsored.
Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Also, I'm debating whether I want to. I think I am going to take a quick moment and kind of detract from the story just a tiny bit. And I'm so sorry to those who are just here for that and don't care about our ranting. But that, like, what is this? My second, my third? I am going to tell you is the closest this character gets to the delivery of the other character you're trying to find.
Oh god.
We're going to take it back a little bit. I went back a little too far, but when he starts talking...
Happy Thanksgiving! Say hi to your mom and dad for me! And Grandma Bootsy!
What is this, my second, my third? I don't know, but I am
loving it. God. Yeah. It's the TV.
Yes,
it has been.
is.
Yes,
you totally nailed it by grabbing one of the V's. Yep, that Vox is voiced by Christian Borle, aka Emmett Forrest, and that blew my mind the first time I learned it. And I knew, I was like, if I go back and play that line again, I'm pretty sure you'll be able to figure, because that, like, the way he just like, what is my second, my third? I don't know. And I'm just like, that's just a Vox line right there. That's just a Vox line delivery.
Literally. Sounded literally like the beginning of State Gone.
Oh yeah,
State Gone.
yeah. Yeah. So as soon as I heard that delivery, I was like, oh, I gotta bring attention to it. So yeah, that's just a fun little fact there. I think that's the only actor from this show that you would actually know from something else. But Christian Borle is like a big Broadway actor. Like he played William Shakespeare in the Broadway run of Something Rotten, which was a pretty good and popular show, and he's been in quite a few other things. So like a lot of the people in Has Been were pulled from Broadway. And so he was one of them. Like this is like someone that like Has Been brought him to like the average like viewers forefront, but he was already a known name in a lot of like Broadway fans for just various different roles. And it's kind of funny because like his version of Shakespeare, I feel like, is almost like halfway in between. Like, when I listen to Emmett, I can't hear any Vox and vice versa. But when I listen to his Shakespeare songs, I can hear a little bit of Emmett and a little bit of Vox. So it's like almost like a middle ground. But anyways, I'm getting very distracted. I just wanted to bring attention to that because I just think it's a fun little connection.
Yeah.
Define malum prohibitum.
Malum prohibitum. Malum prohibitum is,
An act prohibited.
an act prohibited by law, like jaywalking or chewing gum in Singapore.
Therefore, malum in se means.
Malum in se is an action that's evil in itself. Assault, murder, white shoes after Labor Day.
Haha, good. Where are you going?
It went into the
Home,
bag.
of course.
Home,
It's
of
Thanksgiving
course.
break, remember?
Interesting.
What?
Well, I predict you will probably pass
Yes!
in the bottom % of your class.
What?
If you're going for mediocre, you've done great.
That's not fair.
Look, they laughed at me like they're laughing at you. We can't win if we don't follow through. Might I venture your vacation plans can wait?
Why do you always have to be right?
Christmas.
Yep. And so this is kind of how we convey the passing of time here.
All inclusive, of course.
Yeah. Look who it is.
Bye, Warner. Merry
Was that Paulette on the bed?
Christmas.
Yeah.
Enjoy Vale.
Okay, now focus, L. Focus. Now, the case of Russell versus Sullivan.
Determined that Russell was legally the child's father, even though he was just a sperm donor.
Oh, gold star!
Well, yes, of course.
Oh,
And so we can see like Paulette kind of like is also helping through this passage of time. You can see like with just a couple months to Thanksgiving, like she got the answer, but she needed a little bit of prompting. Now she knew a court case off the top of her head. Like you can see her actually taking this seriously and getting better here.
It's I love like we're into this like montage thing as well.
Yes.
But as you said, like I like that they have different ways of portraying time passing because in the beginning it was this montage song with like scene changes and stuff like that. Whereas here I guess it is technically still a scene change, but they're on the same set, I guess.
Yeah.
you
Scene
could call
change,
it,
not
I
set
guess.
change.
Yeah, so I like that. It's nice to me like that they're not afraid to like because she's like obviously to the audience like smiling and waving from the calendar and stuff like that, right? Instead of having no, we can't like they can't know like they can't break any fourth walls or anything like that.
Well,
right?
I think that's
like the approach
because
there.
the Greek chorus isn't real. Like you'll notice even those same characters, like when they were actually there, never really like directly addressed the audience. Like I think because the Greek chorus are like don't actually exist, they're also allowed to break the rules a little bit.
Right.
Which is a great touch.
Yeah.
This is my friend, Paulette.
hi.
Hey there.
For you. Not as good as going home for Christmas, but
You are too sweet.
it's a real time saver. Shampoo and conditioner in one.
Yeah.
Hair care? I love this guy. Oh, well, I'll just leave you two alone then. I'll
Very small thing. Did you catch that?
Well,
Because
I
it's
thought she would.
subtle.
If it does it have something to do with the gift?
No. So,
Okay, well then.
Paulette said, hair care, I love this guy. And you can hear Laura Bell Bundy very quietly go, me too. And it's really, really
Oh.
cute. Hold on, I want to take it back just the tiniest little bit.
I was so focused on because like women are normally mortified with like 2-in-1s and 3-in-1s and stuff.
That's
like
why
that.
I was like, thank you.
You are too sweet.
It's a real time saver. Shampoo and conditioner in one.
Hair care? I love this guy. Oh, well,
Aw.
I'll just leave you two alone then. I'll
So
see you
cute.
later, Elle.
That's so real.
You are so adorable to think of me.
Hey,
Elle, hey, have you seen Vivian? I've been looking for her everywhere.
Bro.
Yeah. I mean, no.
Oh,
Great.
Al.
We're gonna miss our flight.
Elle? I don't know if you've noticed before, but each time Warner walks through the door, your IQ goes down to 40, maybe less.
Huh?
Though it's hardly my business to say, could it be the real thing in your way is the very guy you're trying to impress?
Yes. I've been smiling and sweet and thoroughly beaten, blowing my chance. Let's not chase him away. Let's face him and say, hey, punk, let's dance. This chip on my shoulder makes me smarter and bolder.
Okay.
No more whining or blaming. I am reclaiming my pride. Let's fucking let's do this. Instead of doodling hearts all through this. Now there's a chip on my shoulder. Let's see him knock it aside.
Before we get to this next part, I saw you making some, like, noticing something about the instruments. Did you have something you wanted to share?
Listening for the so far the tremolo we've heard like that motif about big change, right, has been on a singular note, and here it actually touched on 3 notes, right? So so either this can mean 2 things: number 1, that it is not related, or number 2, that this was such a major change that 1 sustained note is not enough and it had to move with the key
Or
change,
maybe this one is like a
right?
positive change. And so that,
Yeah,
like,
well,
indicates the upward growth.
Sure, that could also be. That's actually that's probably probably
like
better take
that.
than one. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, but yeah,
Yeah.
this like this groove change up here is really fire.
Oh,
I like
yeah.
that.
No, I really, really
Yeah.
like it. And I like that, like, I've been smiling and sweet and thoroughly beaten. And, like, the way, like, everything kind of speeds up, and then this chip on my shoulder makes me smarter and bolder. Like, now realizing that Warner is actually holding her back, she's like, no, I'm gonna meet him on his level. That's my chip on the shoulder. Is the fact that what I've been trying isn't working. Like, it's so good. It's so good. I love this song so much.
Really good.
I've been smiling and sweet and thoroughly beaten, blowing my chance. Let's not chase him away. Let's face him and say, hey, punk, let's dance. This chip on my shoulder makes me smarter and bolder. No more whining or blaming. I am reclaiming my pride. Let's fucking let's do this. Instead of doodling hearts all through this.
Grab that book instead of doodling hearts through it is fire.
Knock it aside.
That's fire.
Yeah, but Mr. Latimer wasn't stalking. He was clearly within his rights to ask for visitation. Russell versus
No,
Sullivan.
but Russell was known to the mother. Latimer was an anonymous donor.
Well, yeah, but without Mr. Latimer's sperm, the child in question would not exist.
Now you're thinking like a lawyer.
That's the way to do it.
Yes, Ms. Woods.
Mr. Huntington makes an excellent point. But did the defendant keep a log of every sperm emission made throughout his life?
Interesting. Why do you ask?
Well, unless the defendant attempted to contact every sexual encounter to find if a child resulted in those unions, he has no parental claim over this child whatsoever. Why now? Why this sperm?
I see your point.
And by Mr. Huntington's standard, all masturbatory emissions where the sperm was clearly not seeking an egg could be called reckless abandonment.
Ms. Woods, you just won your case.
So, her bringing in that sort of, like, intellect that she's developing there to win a mock trial case against Warner with a really good point. Like Warner's whole point being like, oh, well, like without that, the child couldn't exist. So obviously he deserves it. And she's like, but those standards don't apply to every other example in a man's life. So it's really good.
Yeah, and we were talking about this like in the beginning that it seemed like she was holding herself back for how smart she actually is, right? Because of Warner. And I hope that she realizes. And if this is going the way I think it is, hopefully she realizes that. And then when Warner comes crawling back, because maybe she gets the internship and he doesn't, and then she's like, oh yeah, but like nuh-uh, and then she can be with
Emmett
with Vox.
Emmett, don't say that! Don't say that! Oh, I shouldn't have made the connection. Oh no! Oh my gosh.
Where the sperm was clearly not seeking an egg could be called reckless abandonment.
Ms. Woods, you just won your case.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, you guys.
Yup.
Ms. Woods, excellent work today. I assume you're applying for my internship. Do you have a resume?
I'm one step ahead of you. Here you go.
It's
And
pink.
thanks in advance for your consideration.
He's holding that shit.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Gosh, this is my favorite.
Dear God, it's scented. 3 months ago I would have recycled this. Make sure to put it on file.
Guess she got a chip on her shoulder. Maybe some wise man told her, with a chance we've been given, we gotta be driven as hell. She was something to see there. I'm just happy I could be there. First big test and she aced it. She's so close she can taste it. She got a chip on her shoulder. Guess you never can tell.
Okay.
With little Miss Woods, comma.
Wow. Wow.
And that's not even the showstopper.
That should be the
There's still an,
showstopper, but
I
can't
know.
tell, but yeah.
Well,
my God.
I've always said that this could exist as the showstopper, but I also don't dislike. There's some shows where I think the showstopper should be different. This one, I genuinely think it would be equally good. Like, this song could have been the showstopper, and it would have been just as good, but I'm not like, this should be over it. Like, the next one is still a pretty solid showstopper. I like this song more, but the next one functions where it needs to in the story very well.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. Because we have like you've had history with cutting up songs in particular ways, so I completely understand why that's kind of
rude.
No, but no, because like, dude, like Thunder. Honest opinion, Thunder Saga should be in Act 1.
Right?
That's
Yes.
like,
Thunderbringer Act 1
100%,
finale.
yeah.
I didn't want to talk about it in case you disagreed, because I didn't want to hop. This is already going to be a long episode. I didn't want to make a debate happen. I have my whole thoughts about like a restructuring, but that's for a different episode.
Yeah, for sure.
How about that ending with his performance? That Little Miss Woods, comma L. And now that this song is passed, not only do you know like the voice actor thing I was saying, I am also happy to share with you. I don't know if you remember, literally back in episode 1, I told you my number one, like if I could play any role on like a professional Broadway stage, it was from this, Emmett Forrest. 100% any day of the week. Any day of the week, I would pick over so many other roles, even like male-led, like very prominent roles that might have more of a presence. No, Emmett Forrest is my number one role that I would pick. I love him with all my heart. I would love to be him someday. God, this role rocks. And those vocals at the end, so good.
Dude. And because I kept expecting him to, like, when he held it on, I was like, okay, but he kept going up. Like, he was like high A's or something like that. Like, I'm not sure what notes they were, but that was insanely good.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just, Okay,
Good stuff.
well, if this isn't the showstopper, then I'm
Nope, there is
very interested
one
to
more
see
song.
what
Luckily,
is.
the next one's shorter, which is good because this episode's already a little bit long. But we are going to hop into, finally, even though I keep almost saying it for other songs, we now finally get to listen to So Much Better. Let's hop into it and finish off Act 1.
Paulette, are you ready?
Oh, I don't know, Elle. Dewey scares the crap out of me.
And that's okay. Channel that fear. Remember, you are a strong, independent woman, and you must be reunited with your dog.
Anyone who bakes their dog a birthday cake deserves nothing less.
Oh, and it's shaped like a bone.
I love Paulette so
Independent
much.
devotion cannot be ignored.
Well, it's not easy to find dog-friendly chocolate substitutes.
Who in the... Oh, crap. Not you again.
Adam Rubb?
Paulette. Get your fat ass off in my...
You're so right! Oh my god! Oh my god! Pat, you need to immediately Google Adam Rupp home free and find one of the videos where he has a bandana. That's the funniest thing you've maybe ever said on camera. You're so... Adam Rupp? God, I guarantee there's going to be at least one person that's upset about that. I want to be so clear. I know Casper well enough to know he is not trying to draw any parallels between this dog shit character and that lovely man and talented performer. That being said, purely aesthetically with the hair, the build, and the headband, yeah, I can see it. Jesus, that's so funny.
Property.
Dewey, I want to see my dog. I got it right. And I'll bet you didn't even know it's his birthday today.
Oh, it's your birthday. It's your birthday. Well, you can't see him, jelly gut. Best decision I ever made was throwing you out.
No! Can
Takes
you
the cake. What a-
believe I lived with that for 10 years? And that cheapskate, he never even got me a ring.
Elle, they lived together for 10 years.
Of course. Emmett, you are a genius.
And I love that. Before we hop into what it means, I just want to talk about, so don't forget later, I love the way that shows that she's still learning because she didn't make the connection herself. She still needs Emmett. She still needs her help. But she's now far enough in her studies and smart enough that all it takes is for this further along law student to say 10 years. Like, she needed a little bit of help. She didn't just completely brain blast on her own, but to make a connection to what she's about to make with just 10 years, it still shows how far she's come. So I like that middle ground of showing her intellect, but still showing that she still, at this point in the story, does need a little push, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Watch this.
Oh, okay.
But watch.
Mister. Mr. Dewey, we are Miss Bonafonte's legal team.
Lawyers?
I don't think you realize that the great Commonwealth of Massachusetts recognizes your 10-year relationship with Miss Bonafonte as a common law marriage and entitles her to equitable division of property.
Huh?
Translation, we're taking the dog!
Look at him!
He doesn't even care.
Oh no, he's just vibing.
Oh boy, if I miss this face. Oh, hey, Elle, this is the nicest thing that anyone has ever done for me, bar none.
Bar none?
Wait, was that law? Is this the point of law? I'm feeling kind of high.
You okay?
This is why we all study and slog to help the underdog. I so identify.
Guys, Callahan got a big murder trial defending exercise queen Brooke Wyndham. He needs extra help, so he's posting his internship today.
Ladies and gentlemen, I need...
Posting his
shit.
internship today. But before we get to that, I know, big reveal faster than we expected. I want to mention, because I love it so much. You know how we talked about the "you're lost without your love, your heart is on the floor,"
and he was
and
mom
how that was the
instead.
love motif.
Yeah.
Now it shows her shift in priority. That theme that she has always used to display what is currently the most important thing to her shifts from love to law. I adore this show.
It's so good.
It's so
like,
good.
I very quickly am beginning to understand why you love this musical, because like from what I've seen, it's not necessarily like, I don't think different is the right word, because it still has a lot of like these Broadway parallels to Hamilton, for example. Like I mean, because Hamilton is like the only other stage play that we've finished together, right? Or that I finished essentially. So still drawing parallel wise from like stage setting and stuff like that, whereas where they don't have like the rotating stage, but they still have a great way of portraying like and doing these
Movement,
smoother
things like that,
transitions.
yes.
Right, yeah, exactly, yeah. But I understand why this is your favorite,
I'm
because
so
this
glad.
is like it's a fresh breath of air, or something like in modern media. Like it's not
Yes.
cliche, if that makes sense, right? Like I really love it.
It's a nice uplifting story. Like it's just
exactly.
nice. It's just fun.
Yeah.
It's just nice. I'm so glad you're loving it. Here we go. You ready for the showstopper now? Callahan's internship.
The best and the brightest. Congrats to the choice few. As for the rest of you, welcome to the middle. Emmett, I'm making you my co-counsel on the Wyndham trial. Prove yourself here, and the title associate isn't far off.
Yes, sir.
We start Monday, 9 a.m. sharp. And, make sure everyone dresses appropriately.
Oh, Emmett, that is so great. I'm so proud of you. Oh, yes,
But-
score. Warner, we got Callahan's internship.
What?
It's just like we planned.
Oh, babe! Oh, this is just the beginning. Wait, it's perfect. Make this the happiest day of my life.
Yup.
Warner, it's absolutely stunning.
Marry me?
Because you know.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Out of spite.
All of this time I planned I'd be patient and you would love me again. You'd come to respect my mind, and at last you'd find you could love me again. And I have turned my whole world upside down, trying not to let you go. Watching you walk away is like a fatal blow. What? Whoa!
She got it?
Name up on that list. Does someone
Dress
know
appropriately.
that I exist? Is this a mistake? Am I even awake? Pinch me now to make sure. Yes, that is my name in black and white. Maybe I'm doing something right. Whoa, I feel so much better than before.
So we get this very slow intro, that like romantic, that thing. And then you're so right that was indicating a big change, because it was like the shift of like her mood from like being sad about what I can't believe, like I was hoping that you would do this to me, but I can't believe you've now picked up something that I never picked up. And the longer it goes, the more I'm convinced that you are actually absolutely right. Like that's awesome. That's such a cool connection. But yeah, she got Callahan's internship. And so the four names were Vivian and Warner, Elle, and then Enid, the sort of like
the
Gusto, yeah.
Slay Queen, yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
exactly.
That's dope.
So that's
Yeah,
our four.
okay. And then Warner is going to be co-counsel. Sorry,
Emmett is gonna be co-counsel,
Emmett is going to
yes.
be Okay, and do we? I think maybe that's not a huge spoiler. Do we get to see this trial play out in the musical?
Not only do we get to, it's basically Act 2.
Oh, okay.
The reason that I said that Harvard was only the antagonist for Act 1 is because in this song, she embraces it, and Act 2 is the case. I would argue that the antagonist of Act 2 is the court case now. And like the fact that she's gonna have to prove herself and things like that. So yeah, no, not only are we going to see the case, it is most of the plot after this song, to be completely honest. Because originally, like, this is a like rom-com movie, but there is a genuine court drama hidden in it. Like the second half of Legally Blonde, the musical, is like a full-on court drama. And so like no, you're gonna see the case and it's gonna be awesome. But for now, we gotta see our girl feeling so much better.
I feel so much better than before. Warner, sorry I've been a pest, but I guess my best was not working.
Look at her confidence now.
But it looks like I found a cure, and I so look forward to working with you.
What? Working with who?
Hey, remember when we spent spring break in the hot tub every night? And nothing else could ever feel so right. Well, this might seeing my name up on that list. That means the first time that we kissed. Thought I was done, but I think that somebody just did the Seeing my name in black and white. It's like making love with you all night. No, we can feel so much better. Hello, much better. It's much better.
Oh my god.
Really throwing it in his face. But yeah, that like seeing my name up on that list, that beats the first time that we kissed. Seeing my name in black and white, it's like making love with you all night. No way, it feels so much better. That's such a burn. Like,
oh my God.
Like comparing this achievement to like that intimate act with him, and then be like, nah, just kidding. It feels way better than you ever did. It is so good.
Crazy work, man.
It's exceptional.
Fire.
And then
That's
I was
fire.
waiting for your reaction to that part where she just throws it in her face. Fun fact, I want to give like this is a total side thing. Quick shout out. I was blown away the first time I saw this because I was like, whoa, because the first time I saw this was actually at a youth community theater where some things had to be changed, and that's why like we talked about in Blood in the Water how they changed the can get you high and laid part to can even get you paid. That one they changed, but like I don't even remember her name, and I don't know if she would want to be called out in a reaction since she was just like a random teenager in like a stage production 10 years ago. But just a shout out to her because in the original one, she did this incredible. She's like, "Low, much better. Oh, much better." It's like she did this incredible instead of the she like did this crazy riff upward to this like much better, and it has like ingrained itself in my brain where even though I have not seen like that cast, I don't even know who that girl was. I just know that like my girlfriend at the time was one of the Delta Nu girls, and that's why I went. But yeah, I just wanted to give that shout out because it was such a good performance that it stuck with me so many years later. So if you've ever done a performance and you're like, oh, that was just like a little performance, like it doesn't really matter. Know that like any performance you have ever done can stick with someone you don't know for a decade. And that's pretty cool. And you should be proud of that. But yeah, that part's so good.
Maybe she's what you prefer, but hey, last year I was her. Maybe you will change your mind, but you might look up to find I've gone on to better things, better jobs or figuring. I don't have the time to cry. I'm too busy loving my name up on that list.
Oh, that's sick.
Who else can I tell? Oh, wait, where's myself? Mama, hey, Mom, look at my name in black and white. You're not just doing something right. And I feel so much better. I'll be there on Monday night at shop. Then we will see who walks the walk. No, I can't wait. I will be there at 8 when they hum on the door. I'll even dress in black and white. See, and you'll go much better, much better. You'll know much better. And I am so much better. So much better. I am so much better than before.
Oh, that's fire. Oh my god.
Do you see why I wasn't upset that Chip on My Shoulder wasn't the showstopper?
Oh yeah.
Because here's the thing. If Emmett was the main character, Chip on My Shoulder would have been the showstopper. But if you think about it, the way he ended that, like, "Well, little Miss Woods, comma, L," is essentially the same moment she gets, but for herself. So, like like I said, that's why you were like, I can't believe this isn't the showstopper. And I'm like, you'll see why that's not the showstopper. Because so much better is, well, exactly that. Just so much better.
Dude, and she is, like, this choreography with the spins and running. Heels.
Yeah.
In heels.
And singing live.
Yeah, like that.
Like, imagine spinning multiple 360s in heels while singing.
And like, there's not a shudder. Like, there's no stutter in that.
Not even a little bit.
So clean. That's insane. Yeah, for sure.
Well, this has already been kind of a longer video, but also at the same time, this is the last recording session we're doing for a bit because we're going out of town next week. So, do you have any final thoughts to kind of say goodbye to Act 1 before we take our long break and then be resuming soon? To be clear, real quick, I want to mention, as we're talking about a long break, by the time this is on YouTube, we're already back. We are probably through we are probably already well into Act 2 by the time this is on YouTube. We're just recording pretty far ahead. It's only October 25th right now. Like, we were recording very far in advance for this one. But what are your thoughts on Legally Blonde Act 1?
So far, it's very fun. I like the fact that they're like. I think the worst moment for me was just like that secondhand embarrassment for her in like the costume, but in a positive way. Like, there isn't a Hamilton cheats on his wife. There isn't a Eurylochus opens the bag in this. You know, there's nothing like this really terrible character moment. Like, for example, Eurylochus opening the bag, right? So we don't have that in this, which is very refreshing so far. It's nice to have a musical where it's just like what?
Nothing.
Oh no. Oh, did I jinx it?
You may have jinxed it for Act 2 just a little bit.
Oh boy.
There's gonna be a heck of a moment for you in the future.
Oh, no.
But I do like what you're saying about it being a comfort show so far. Hi, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
You wanna
Yay,
come say goodbye to the audience?
Oh my god. Hello.
Well, thank you guys very, very much for being here. As I mentioned, we've got our Patreon, which is what all those names over there are. Point to them, Kara. Say hi. Those names are supporting us, and they are absolutely wonderful. They allow us to do things like this. Like, this is my favorite musical, but we know realistically this is not going to bring the audience that like Hamilton or Epic or anything like that are. So to be able to take multiple weeks to take Casper through something that I'm like getting emotional. Genuinely, like, being able to take this man who's becoming one of my closest friends through one of my favorite, through my favorite show, and not worrying about the fact that it might not be as successful as another choice is only possible because of those people over there. So thank you so much, and if you want to support us being able to continue to be able to, and like, we try to be very honest and transparent content creators as much as we can. So like, if you want us to keep making the art that we want to make instead of going the direction that unfortunately so many channels do and just making like the corporate decisions, like for us to be able to treat this as two friends loving things instead of two dudes running a business, that's why. Because if the money we get is from this platform, we have to run this channel like a business, and I promise it'll feel different. If you want us to run it like friends, those people make it possible. So please consider joining them. Kara, what are these boxes that are about to show up underneath us? Oh my gosh, that was a great explanation. But just in case they couldn't hear, why don't you tell us, Casper?
Yeah, so these boxes
translate
are great.
the doggo cam.
Yeah, so what's that? Ah, okay, you can click the boxes, the video? Really? And if you watch it for 1 minute, it tells the YouTube algorithm that Open Arms Reactions is a channel worth watching? They should totally do that? Oh my god, thank you so much. That's so great. So, exactly what they said. Yeah, thank you so much for watching Legally Blonde Act 1. We will be back with Act 2 next week, I believe. But yeah, as always, greet the world with open arms. It's okay, Kent Digital.
Open arms! Love
Take
you
care,
guys.
everyone.